Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I think I've had, is that 3 or 4 cups of coffee? I've been spending a lot of time going around. There's so many wild things going on right now. I tried to spend more time finding things this morning. There's a lot of different tweets that caught my eye that looked interesting. But before I get going, I wanted to share this. I thought J.C. Collins, and by the way, J.C. Collins is a really smart guy. He's got a website called philosophyofmetrics.com where he writes all kinds of economic and like geopolitical articles and things. He's got several articles on like XRP and different things. But anyway, go check that out. But he had a good tweet this morning. He says, just reiterating this, blood is flowing and I'm definitely going to hodl. Please make your own financial decisions. There will likely be a small minority of us that make it through January. I've done my homework and remain 100% confident. Transformational time. And then he's retweeting a tweet of his that says, needless to say, the next 4 weeks are going to be exciting. Expect the unexpected on many fronts, including crypto, political, monetary, and financial fronts. We are now truly at the core of a fundamental transformation of the world's systems. Nothing will be the same. He is so 1,000% right. But I wanted to reiterate what he's saying here, which is make your own financial decisions. You know, nobody knows your individual situation. We're all, those of us like myself, I will be here till the very end because I know what I own. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be buying through this thing. But that doesn't mean that that's right for you. And I understand a lot of people aren't built for these types of markets. That's the way it is. As we've said from day one, you don't invest more than you can afford to lose, for one thing. But that's the way this works. Swanian, that's why I've said put your big boy pants on all along with this thing. Nobody ever said it was going to be a straight path. Nothing goes up in a straight line. There's going to be bumps along the road. When your simple goal, as stated by Miguel Valles at Ripple, when your simple goal is to be a world reserve digital currency, you better believe it's not going to happen overnight and it's not going to be easy. That is what you call a worthy goal. Okay. And none of them are easy. Okay. Crypto Mammy says, ask yourself, why are all these exchanges choosing the same date to halt or delist trading 1/19? That's what you should be asking yourself. Something big is coming. I'm here for generational wealth. Are you? The digital asset investor is here for generational wealth, and I am not going anywhere. This hasn't fazed me an ounce, and I'll show you what I really think is where this is all going here in a second. The next thing I wanted to, so I don't recognize that phone number. Easy XRP tweeted something I thought was interesting. In my opinion, there's a major event in front of us. Everything is coordinated. There's no coincidence what's happening right now. Great reset. The current events, industrial revolution, come on. And as you go down, he tweeted this, and I thought this video was interesting. I couldn't remember if I had seen or shown this video. Listen to what Donald Trump says.
The biggest thing that nobody even knows about, and it's all signed, and it goes into effect on January 1st. And you better make sure I win. Can you imagine? This is going to be the biggest thing, and nobody understands what it is.
So, something January 1st, I don't know what he's talking about there. Now, the reason for all the bloodshed today is something happened that we knew was going to happen. I mean, Coinbase they did not delist. There's a lot of people that are going around on Twitter, like Bitcoin people and all that in my opinion are intentionally trying to mislead people, which is awful. They're trying to make people think that they're delisting XRP and you won't be able to keep it on there. That's not what Coinbase is doing. They are keeping XRP on their platform, to me, which is very telling. They said, given the SEC's recent action against Ripple, all XRP books have been moved to limit only, and Coinbase plans to fully suspend trading in XRP on Tuesday, January 19th at 2021 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Afterwards, users will continue to retain access to their XRP funds. Now, this is the Coinbase blog, and Brad Combs actually brought this to my attention. This is their blog, and it says they'll suspend trading on January 19th. But if you go down to the bottom and you read the asterisk, it says trading may be halted earlier as needed to maintain our market health metrics. So what that says to me is if I'm going to be buying XRP, my last chance at buying XRP in the United States could be coming sooner rather than later. And so I will be making my buys as much as I can, as soon as I can. That's what I'm going to be doing. You do what you want to do. I'm just telling you what I'm going to be doing. Okay. The next thing I wanted to point out, this is where I think this is all going, folks. So I said, where I think this is going, trading / price discovery halt in XRP. You can't buy it or sell it. Okay. 2, SEC settlement or ruling on XRP classification, most likely. In other words, I'm saying, I believe this is all about getting a ruling on what XRP is, getting XRP defined. And 3rd, an announcement of the commencement of trading again on a future date, just my opinion. So here's what I'm saying. I believe, I don't think it's my imagination. I've been studying this company for over 2 years now. Every day I've made 2 to 3 videos on this one company and this one digital asset. These are not people that fail. This is a group of people who have been working towards a worthy goal for quite a while now. And in my opinion, this story doesn't end the way that a lot of people are fearing. In my opinion, the way this story ends is that Ripple gets a designation that they've been literally begging for years now. They get a designation out of this, and people are going to be watching that announcement, and and during that announcement, we're all going to be locked out. I believe they're even going to stop the price. It may not even be on CoinMarketCap. You may not even be able to see a price, because when you stop showing the price and there is no price, it's just sitting there, then there is no price discovery, and there is no panic either, because it's just there. Okay. I believe that you might see that, and that there will be a day when an announcement of how trading is going to start back up once there's an announcement out of a settlement or a decision or a Supreme Court decision. And I just imagine what the pent-up demand to buy, not to sell, but to buy XRP will be when something like that happens. That's where I believe this all goes. Okay. And I sent this out because I was curious, just wanted to get some people's feedback. I'm not an attorney. If the Ripple case points to 2013, which it does, as the start of sales, and the statute of limitations is 5 years with the SEC, why would Chris Larson sign a tolling agreement in 2019? In other words, if the statute of limitations had already run out in that 5-year period from 2013 to 2018, then what would his incentive be to sign a tolling agreement in 2019 after the 5 years had already passed? That's a good question, I think, and maybe there's some reasonable explanation. Okay, Stuart Alderati, when he was tweeting when this all started, this is what caught my attention. He said, there are no fraud or misrepresentation claims. There is one legal question. Did certain of Ripple's distributions of XRP constitute an investment contract? And he says, we look forward to litigating that in court and providing the industry the clarity it deserves. It's important that you understand this is why, this is what, I mean, Brad Garlinghouse told you. They could have settled the case. I believe they could settle the case today if they wanted to. I believe they want that legal question answered once and for all. They want that designation. I believe that's what this is all about. But I wanted to show you, and I pointed out, because yesterday this came out from the SEC about another company, and they were freezing their assets and charging the fund manager with fraud. And so my question, I was pointing out no allegations of fraud or asset freeze against Ripple. I find that interesting. because I do find it interesting. If Ripple did something so awful, then why didn't you charge them with those things? Leads me to believe that this is all about settling that legal question. And then I wanted to point out to you that Elon Musk himself of SpaceX Tesla fame, Elon Musk was sued by the SEC, but it was worse than what's happening to Ripple. He was accused of fraud. Okay. And he paid $40 million in penalties. That was how he got out of his SEC case. Even Amazon, they reached a settlement with the SEC, as well. So this is not some crazy thing that just happens to Ripple and some awful, terrible thing. A lot of these things, most of these things I think are settled. That's how and Brad Garlinghouse told you from the beginning that they could have settled ahead of time. Why were they willing to see this through? I think they want a decision on that legal question. What is XRP? And then I saw this tweet from Gold Telegraph. The Treasury Department has published guidance clarifying an executive order. U.S. investors can no longer invest in ETFs and index funds as well as subsidiaries of Chinese companies designated as owner or controlled by the Chinese military. And I said, does this include Bitcoin? Because if anything is controlled by China, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum proof of work. And then Michael at VAL5 links, FinCEN is proposing a series of disruptive changes. One, it plans to require all businesses that offer cryptocurrency trading to file a report with Treasury whenever customers transact at $10,000 threshold with any unhosted wallet. And then we had this. This was a reply to a tweet, and this guy says, DAI, not sure if you've seen this. This is a BBC News article, cryptocurrency firm Ripple charged by U.S. watchdog. But he points me to the very end. Listen to what they say right here. In 2000, the case will add to the debate over whether cryptocurrencies should be treated like stock and governed by a regulator like the SEC. Allowing cryptocurrency XRP to trade like a stock or a bond would serve as a stamp of approval from a securities regulator and attract higher trading volumes and investment. But it may also mean that it would have to delist from the currency exchanges unless they registered as a securities exchange. You know, when I read that, that's like alarm bells going off, that it's almost like these guys know something. I mean, now Peter Schiff, who hates Bitcoin, weighs in on Ripple. He says Ripple just ripped below 20 cents. It traded above 60 cents earlier this month. Almost 70% of its market cap gets erased in less than a month based solely on SEC's allegation that it's a security. What happens to the price of Bitcoin if the SEC alleges that it's a security? And then he says, Bitcoin does not have to be a corporation to be a security. It does not need any officers. All the SEC has to allege is that people buy Bitcoin in anticipation of selling it for a profit, and that others profit from their efforts to help generate profits for all Bitcoin owners. Now, I see what Peter Schiff's saying, but I don't think that is how Bitcoin is going down, because they've already called it a commodity. I think that they pass some kind of regulations, either, I don't know if it's going to be outlawing Bitcoin or outlawing. I don't think that they're going to do that to Bitcoin. I think that quantum computing is going to have some kind of factor in this. I mean, I'm just reading between the lines, but somehow, some way, Bitcoin is, I've never believed that it's going to be what a lot of these Bitcoin maxis think it's going to be. FudFit sent me this. This is an interesting, remember, Raoul Pal he was a Goldman Sachs guy. Listen to what he says. All I know is that when no one wants, he's talking about XRP. All I know is when no one wants something or gets harder to own, it's time to do more homework. I like how he says harder to own there. It's time to do more homework on it, as there's a possible large skewed risk reward in the market's assumptions are even marginally wrong. Classic potential macro special sits trade setup. Not sure yet. And then down here he says, this guy says, might be a bit of wood behind that arrow depending on how the next couple of days, weeks go. He says, agreed. I've seen many like this before. Downside to maybe 0.05 and upside maybe 50 times if you can get in closer to 10 cents. Again, not yet ready, not yet, but digging in. So let's see what his 50 times, let's say 0.10 times 50. So did he just call $5 XRP? He might have. All right. Then BondCrypt, lawsuit filed against one of the largest Bitcoin mining facilities in the U.S. Several organizations have filed a lawsuit against Green Ridge Generation, one of the largest mining facilities in the United States with 7,000 cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency, I think they're talking about mining machines or whatever. Anyway, they filed lawsuit against this Green Ridge Generation to prevent the former coal-fired power plant from expanding its Bitcoin mining operation. It's one of the largest, and they're talking about the environmental threat. I'm telling you, folks, there's a nightmare coming for Bitcoin and all the whole proof of work thing. I don't know how the nightmare unfolds, but there's a nightmare coming because these people, the Max Kaisers of the world, these people, they're way too comfortable in what they think's happening. You're not going to have down with the banks. And I've told you a lot of times on this channel, my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, he's told me my whole life. He said he always made the most money with investments that made sense. He said it wasn't off what his broker was telling him or whatever. It was the things that made sense. So when things don't make sense about something, that's when I get my attention. Let me tell you what doesn't make sense. I'll just reel a few off the top of my head. Here's what doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the SEC would watch and meet with and openly watch Ripple, work with them, talk to them, work with them for 8 years, and then turn around after the 8 years and say, sorry, you've been working with us, but now we're going to sue you. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that proof of work does not work and everybody knows it, and yet they ignore the fact that it's not scalable, and they ignore the fact that it's too expensive, and they ignore all these Bitcoin maxis. They ignore the fact that anytime the market gets hot, it could take you 2-3 hours to send Bitcoin. They ignore all of that. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they're comfortable, that we're being sold the idea that the world is going to be comfortable with some random person we think person, Satoshi Nakamoto, which could be a government or a group of governments or a group of communist governments who created this Bitcoin, okay, that we're supposed to believe. It doesn't make any sense that we're going to make this a part of our financial system and nobody knows who created it. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they willingly, knowingly know that China controls most of the mining power for Bitcoin and Ethereum for these proof of work things. It doesn't make sense that they're comfortable with that. It doesn't make sense that people who invested in Ripple will not say Ripple or XRP and act like they don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Let me tell you what else doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm just sitting here going on, but there's so many things that just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense that Ripple has been in every single, you name it, they've talked to the central bank. Doesn't make sense that they've been working with 50 central banks across the world, and now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that the SEC is just going to shoot them down in flames and it's all over. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that people have left Goldman Sachs and CME Group, JP Morgan, the Department of the Treasury, the SEC, the FDIC, you name it, the New York Fed. Doesn't make sense that people have left those places to go to Ripple for the last 8 years, and they've been comfortable doing so. Doesn't make sense that they've left multi-million-dollar salaries to go do it, and now it's all just going to come tumbling down over one guy at one government agency. It doesn't make sense. My father always told me that if it didn't make sense, then that's not the play. But the fact that none of those things align with what XRP and what Ripple has accomplished tells me everything I need to know. And that's why I'm not sitting here all upset. I see all the people crying the blues and being all upset. not this guy. I know exactly what I own. And I know that all of the things that don't make sense, I run from. Okay? That's why I run to XRP. But that's just me. You believe what you want to believe. I believe in XRP. I believe it's the greatest digital asset ever created. I believe that there is a lot more in play and a lot more going on than what you see right now. I believe that there is going to be shock and awe coming in a good way at some point for XRP. That's just what I believe. Okay. But I believe that after I started investing in XRP in 2013. I believe that after over 2 years of getting up every single day and studying nothing but Ripple and XRP and some other digital assets, but every day, there's no freaking way you couldn't drag me away from XRP kicking and screaming. No way on earth. And you keep on giving me discounts on Coinbase. Please, Coinbase, don't stop the trading before January 19th. Give me some more time. Okay. Tyrion has reached a settlement and received a waiver from the SEC in connection with the company's sale of the TNT token on July 2017. It doesn't make sense. Let me give you another one that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It would never in a million years make any sense on the planet Earth that some random company called Tyrion would reach a settlement with the SEC, but they're just going to crack down on Ripple, the one that's been there from the beginning. They're just going to crack down on that after 8 years of it being in existence and them working with them hand in hand. They're just going to crack down on that one and say, sorry, you guys broke the law. No, that doesn't make sense. That defies logic. Okay? Now, you got to watch it again. I'm going to play this thing over and over and over. Watch it again.
So, it's kind of chicken and egg. You have to create a marketplace. And right now, we have about 150, 200 exchanges around the world that trade in XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And, we certainly don't want that much noise, but we're waiting. And for example, this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions who will start to use it for wholesale, financial usage, that's when the turning point will come.
Got it.
So we're basically a lot of noise, and that doesn't offend me. I think he's telling you the truth there. Now look, this is from Darren Moore, by the way. Give him a subscribe on YouTube, but listen to this. Remember who this is. This is Glenn Hutchins, who's on the board at the Digital Currency Group, which is a part owner in Ripple and in Coinbase. And he's one of the chair people at the New York Federal Reserve. Listen to what he says.
Have gotten into that, but we've just seen a huge meltdown over the past 12, 15 months. Are you still a believer?
So if we'd been sitting here together in 2002, we probably were. You would have asked me, the internet. We've just seen this huge meltdown in the last 12 to 15 months. Are you still a believer? Right?
Yep.
Yep. Same thing going on now.
And so the answer is yes. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Now the digital currency solution is the most important technological advance I've seen since the internet. It has the capacity to do lots more, but it certainly has the capacity to enable us to move anything of value around the world at the speed of light at no cost. It has three components. It has a token of value, which is called the Bitcoin. It has an accounting mechanism, which is called the blockchain. But the most important piece, which is one that people aren't focusing on, is the protocol. The underlying
Interledger protocol?
by which we agree to conduct these transactions. So you use a series of protocols every day, and you don't even think about them. You don't think about the internet protocol. You don't think about the simple mail technology protocol. You don't think about the file transfer protocol. You don't think about the high text translation protocol. I could go through it, right? You just make use of the technology, and the protocols make it work. The people who really understand what's going on with digital currencies understand that putting these protocols in place, the blockchain protocol, the Ethereum protocol, the Ripple protocol, the Ripple protocol, the Ripple protocol, and then enabling those protocols to cause transactions to occur. And then those transactions can be defined very broadly as not just moving things of value, but anything that's got an information content is extraordinarily transformative. The focus on the value of the token is distracting and uninformative.
So maybe now.
There you have it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that I'm not going anywhere. I understand if any of you out there are uncomfortable or whatever, and that's fine. Go take a break. I will be here when you get back. Thanks for listening.